A woman messaged me recently about a conversation we had 6 years ago in 2020. At the time, she had told me about what was happening in her relationship, and I had told her something about it. And 6 years later, she comes back to tell me what you told that day came true. But interestingly, what struck me was not that I had been right. What struck me was why she needed 6 years to see what I could see back then. And I think there's something extremely important about human behavior and human psychology that we need to understand from this. Today's Onam, and it's a Wednesday. I got some time to share our Wednesday wisdom inspired from two messages I got on DMs last week. So, my question is this: have you ever had this experience where suddenly you understood something about life? Like a sudden realization, sudden clarity, maybe a realization that, oh, this relationship is actually unhealthy, or, my mother has narcissistic traits, or something like this seems to be my childhood pattern, I'm repeating it. Suddenly, a friend says, hey, you seem to be anxious all the time, and you're like, yeah, I am. And then you get this sudden realization, and for a few days, you're almost relieved because finally there is a name for what you've been experiencing. But then comes a much more important question: now what? Because identifying a problem and actually having the emotional capacity, the tools, and the readiness to do something about it are two completely different things. And like I told you, two messages I received recently made me think deeply about this. First one was that DM I told in the beginning, when many years ago, I think around 6 years back, a woman had messaged me about her relationship. I'm obviously not going to share the details, but from whatever she was telling me at that point, I could see that the situation was extremely unhealthy. There were aspects of abuse, and I was genuinely concerned for her. And I'm actually someone who's very careful about telling another person, leave your relationship, because I'm sitting outside of your life, right? I don't know what it is like to wake up in your house every morning. I don't have your family. I don't have your financial situation. I don't have your fears, your children, your nervous system. I don't have your history. But I remember in that situation, based on what she was telling me, I felt concerned enough to tell her that she really needed to think about getting herself out of that situation. She did not. She had multiple reasons at that time. There were family complications, practical difficulties, the child was involved. There were so many things that made leaving seem impossible to her. And then years later, like I told you, a few days back, she messaged me again and she told me, now I'm ready, Swati. I have decided to seek a divorce. She even told me I should have went with what you told. Now you guys might think that I might have been thinking, I told you so, right? But I really didn't think that way. You know why? According to me, she needed those 6 years. Maybe I could see certain things much earlier because I was looking at her situation from the outside, and I was looking through my unique set of glasses, my glass that had the green lens from my childhood, the orange lens from what I have learned, the purple lens from the experiences of my clients, the white lens from the nervous system work that I have done to identify certain things, the pink, purple, gray lenses of so many different experiences I have had. And for her, she had to live life through her lens. Maybe it was just white and orange. And there is this massive difference between somebody giving you an answer and you arriving at that answer yourself. Sometimes you can tell somebody 10 times that something is not good for them. They may intellectually agree with you, but emotionally, financially, practically, relationally, or even at the level of the nervous system, they may simply not be ready to act on it. And I think we need to understand this before we judge people and say, why doesn't she leave? Why is he still putting up with that nonsense? I've already told her that her boss or her best friend is toxic. Why is she still in it? Why aren't these people leaving? Because human beings don't work like that. Listen to this. Awareness is one stage. Readiness is another stage. Action is another stage. And the distance between these stages can differ from person to person. Now, the second message I got, again around the same time last week, this message showed me the other side of this. So, a woman told me that she had been going for therapy, and through therapy, she had understood that her mother had several narcissistic traits. Now, she was relieved that she finally had a name, a label for so many things that she was experiencing while growing up. But she said something very interesting. She said, now everything my mother does is triggering me, Swati. I can see these patterns everywhere and I don't know how to handle these triggers. And my immediate thought was, this is exactly why identifying the pattern is not the end of that inner work. If your therapist has helped you recognize these patterns or childhood wounds or has given a label or a name to something that you're experiencing. That's wonderful. That's awareness. The next conversation to have with your therapist is, okay, now what do I do with this information? How do I respond differently? How do I regulate myself when I'm triggered? Where do I need boundaries? How do I set those boundaries? Which battles do I engage in and which ones do I walk away from? How can I differentiate between what someone else is doing and what is happening in my own body? How do I stop spending my entire day analyzing whether every behavior is narcissistic? And most importantly, how do I build a life that is no longer completely controlled by someone else's behavior? Because otherwise, this awareness itself can become very overwhelming. Think about it. You learn the word gaslighting, and suddenly you're checking every conversation for gaslighting. You learn about narcissistic traits, and you're analyzing everybody around you. You think everybody is a narcissist. You learn your attachment style, and every relationship reaction becomes evidence for your attachment style. See, labels can and should help us understand the concept, no doubt about it. But labels are supposed to become a doorway into that inner work, into peace, not into chaos and confusion. And this is something I'm extremely particular about in my own coaching program, because for me also personally, I went around with labels for a long time until I learned to do that inner work properly. So when someone works with me, I don't want the outcome to be, Swati, now I understand why I'm like this. All that's very useful, but what are we doing next? I don't want that confusion in people. And that's one big reason why in the work I do, we look at patterns, we look at the nervous system, we look at relationships, boundaries, childhood experiences, habits, emotional responses, and the different areas of life that may be interconnected. But after awareness comes application. Because ultimately, I don't want you to become somebody who can beautifully explain all your trauma and patterns, make reels on it, but still feel completely helpless when life actually happens to you. I want you to slowly develop that capacity to say, yes, this triggers me, but I know what to do when I'm triggered. Yes, this person behaves this way, but I know what my boundary is. Yes, I recognize this pattern, but now I have choices. And I think that's what connects these two women for me. You know, one woman was given an outside perspective years ago, but she needed time and lived experience before she could make her own decision. The other woman had gained awareness and language, but now needed tools to know what to do with that awareness. So if you're watching this and if you've recently discovered something huge about yourself, your childhood, your parents, your partner, or your relationship, please don't stop at, now I know what's wrong. Ask the next question, what am I going to do with what I now know? Because awareness is very powerful, no doubt about it. Why people like me are making all this content is for awareness. But awareness without the tools to handle that situation, that can leave you feeling more stuck. So keep this in mind, awareness, readiness, tools, and consistent action. That's where change begins. That's where healing happens. That's where the answers come and solutions are arrived at. And if you need support doing that deeper work, that's exactly the kind of journey I take people through inside my Superhuman Life Coaching program. Jan intakes have started today on Onam Day. Just fill the Google form in bio to join my Superhuman community. Happy Onam once again. I have to get back to my payasam, second bowl of payasam. It's in the fridge. Do you like chilled payasam? I love it. So until next Wednesday, bye-bye.